Okay, let's try my hardest to do a bit of a week in review for you. Obviously, not having our OES and OFounders makes life a little bit harder, but there is always something going on behind the scenes. We had this reconfirmation as well, didn't we, from our CEO last Wednesday when we saw him. He reiterated what we've all been saying, that just because we're not seeing from our point of view, looking at OnPassive from a user's point of view does not mean to say that things aren't happening behind the scenes. So let's take you all the way back then to last Wednesday, the 3rd of July. And we had 360 once again, and our CEO came on to update us with how things were progressing as far as the migration, etc. Myself and Marty did a recap the next day for those of you who missed 360 or wanted a bit more clarification about what our CEO was saying. And that is on our channels, on our YouTube channels, if you want to go and check that out. I also want to thank again our quartet for letting us have the notes. Now, for those of you saying, well, we haven't had these notes, where are they? How can we get them? Quite frankly, we did not want to put them outside of the OnPassive area. They normally only go in the OFounders back office, so it is for founders only, even though we subsequently listen to them, read them, and then we put them into our own language and do our live recaps from them. What we didn't want to do is to put that written form out there on the internet, and so expect the same will be happening after today for tomorrow, etc. So please don't ask where the notes are, because until we get our OFinders back, then they won't be posted out in public anywhere else. So, like I said, Ash came on Wednesday. Thursday was not only did we do a recap, but it was also the 4th of July. Obviously, Independence Day from the UK, and George the 2nd or 3rd, I think it was, in 1764, I believe. So congratulations to you guys. I hope you had some good barbecues and fireworks and festivities and enjoyed yourselves immensely. Fair play to UK. We have given so many countries their independence and a reason to have a party. So at least we've done something right over the years. So that's pretty good news to be able to give all these countries a good one day a year. What else happened then? We also had a bit of an update on our OnPassive.com website. For those of you who are eagle-eyed, you would have noticed that a couple of the tabs at the top of OnPassive.com have been missing, namely the careers tab and the blog tab. They've been taken away. Now people are saying, well, why they've been taken away? I like to see those and see what was going on. Part of this migration that we're on about, remember what our CEO said? He said that we are obviously spending an awful lot of money with AWS services, which is Amazon, and we want to try and reduce that cost. And obviously the more tabs and web pages that we have data on AWS services, the more money it costs our company. And whilst this migration is going on, there's no need to have those in there at the moment, but I'm sure once we get back going again, all those tabs that we used to be seeing on OnPassive.com will be coming back down as well. Also, another thing as well, have you noticed on OnPassive.com, and this came about on Friday, the 5th, is that the page down, okay, normally on that very first front page, you should be able to scroll up and down and maybe have 2 or 3 other pages. Now there's just one single page, and you navigate the rest of what you're seeing via the tabs at the top or the little button to the right hand side. Okay, so that's just for your information on that as well. So Saturday the 6th then, what happened over the weekend? In fact, it was a very busy weekend in OnPassive for various reasons. First one was there was a very short interview with one of our founders and our COO, Mohammed Kamal, in Dubai. Him and another founder managed to get a meeting with Mohammed Kamal, and he really did give us a few bits of very interesting bits and pieces of information. Very short, very sweet, but very interesting nonetheless. Again, if you want to listen to what he has to say in his entirety, then guys, it's on most of our websites. So please just pick one of the YouTube channels and you will be able to see it there. Also, late Friday night into Saturday morning, depending where you are located in the globe, our CEO joined OTech Pros on their channel, and it was really, really interesting. Not only did the OTech Pro guys do a fantastic job, along with engineer Mike as well, he was on there. It really was a very interesting, informative meeting with our CEO. Why? Because he approached what is happening from a different angle. He said this right at the beginning. Let me give you this on a different way. One of the very interesting parts for me that came out of that was him explaining about the migration, that it's mainly back end, for the back end of OnPassive rather than the front end. The technical term is the workings of OnPassive as far as the data, etc., that make everything that we see work. That's there. It's getting migrated so that it can cope with what we are expecting to happen in OnPassive. Has to be done now before the influx. If you remember, again, information from our CEO over the last 6 months to a year, he told us that we now have 3 million users within the ecosystem. That happened very, very quickly and really without trying very hard. Now, when we get going again, we need to double, triple, quadruple that capacity because of the influx of people that are going to come into OnPassive just from maybe a very short period of time of advertising. You know, I would not be surprised if we get up to the 10 million mark almost within a couple of months. And we need to make sure that whatever products, services, and data that we're using needs to be able to cope with all these people coming in. So that was very informative, all that information that we got from us. Just a lot more as well. Again, you're there and you can read, listen all about it. Sunday then, what happened on Sunday? We had another interview with all of our Indian brothers and Mohammed Kamal. Really, really, really good information. It was on for about an hour or so. They were asking very good questions, our Indian leaders over there, and it is certainly worth going and have a listening to. That was on Sunday. I've listened to it now twice. Many of you have listened to it more than twice to get the information from Mohammed Kamal of how things are progressing. And he gave us a really big insight, didn't he, to how this process is going, the people who are working in the background, the IT guys, how things are evolving and what to expect when we get going. But he kept on reiterating, we're refining, we're getting better at everything we're doing. Being part of OnPassive is such an important thing, and they're working for us and all that. It really was a very good interview. On Monday then, nothing happened on Monday, and on Tuesday we had a message through Marty and the rest of us here from our CEO asking us for what, in our view, what we would like to see for the first 3 products coming out when everything gets back going again. I'm happy to report that they've now got enough information